Hey folks, welcome back to Skyward Sword. We are here in the Thunderhead up in the sky, because today is yet another item collection side quest day, and as usual I encourage you to let me know how far you get. Anyway, our first step is to get all these goddess chests up here in Thunderhead. And as you can see, it's much brighter and much happier now that we've taken care of the whole parasite problem that Levias had. And I'm showing this fight. I know it's strange. Just to give you a little sense of scale, I guess, or something, is my excuse. Anyway, this here is Bug Heaven, and you'll understand why it is called that in just a little while. But for now, we have got a chest to get. And it's a little easier said than done. You can land just on the top of the island proper, and then drop down, but that's for losers. I want to drop right down onto the chest. Like that. There we go. And there we got a heart piece. And that means one more heart container. And that means only 8 more heart pieces left to get in the game. Anyway, here's the reason it's called Bug Haven, or Bug Heaven. I'm not entirely sure which it is. But this guy, Strurch, or whatever his name is, one of Groos's friends, has set up a little insect ranch up here. So you'll find a huge variety of different insects here on the island that you can catch for fun and profit. And there's also a bug catching mini game, which you can do for fun and profit. Fun not necessarily included. It basically comes down to memorizing where each bug appears on the island and going from place to place and getting them. Kind of down to memorization. Anyway, you will see that minigame later, but not now. Anyway, 2 more chests to get. And they're close enough together, I don't feel like editing. One is here. You can see it there. We will need to do some digging through here. We need the magma mitts. Now, there are actually 2 goddess chests on this island. I only have 1 activated right now. So, hopefully, at some point, we'll activate the other one. But that means you might pop out and go to the wrong chest, which would be unfortunate. But anyway, my chest is right up here. Alright. And finally, the final empty bottle. I wish there were more, but 5 is plenty, I suppose. Our bottle arsenal is now complete, and we have access to a lot of healing capabilities, which is basically all I ever use the bottles for. Yeah, there's one of these dudes around here, just BT dubs. He's usually longer than that, but I kind of heard him off screen. But yeah, now we have 5 full bottles. That means 5 fairies, 5 potions, 5 whatever you want, and it is so nice. Basically, at this point, you should never die unless you're intentionally not using any healing mechanisms, mechanics, items. But if you're doing that, that'd be like a challenge run, and I don't understand heal challenge runs. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, final goddess chest for now is up here on top of the Isle of Songs. And is it worth it? Is it worth it? Not really. You can hold the whole 5 extra bombs, even though if you ever need more bombs, the game will just give them to you in an infinite amount. Anyway, now far on the other side of the sky, outside the Thunderhead, there's one last goddess chest for us to get. It's all the way over here. Gotta do some climbing. And treasure medal. If you haven't already upgraded all your items, maybe this could be useful. But I have already upgraded all my items. You can assume what it does, I assume. Anyway, now, time for side quests. This is the moment you've all been waiting for, of course. It's nighttime. And we can head over to... here on the down floor. You remember we've been helping out... Colin? No, Fledge. Been helping out Fledge with his steroids and his push-ups and whatnot. And now that we've given him 2 stamina potions, he is ready to finally reward us. Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know enough about muscle and bodybuilding to make a proper joke, but... yeah. And there we go, after all that, 5 whole gratitude crystals. Wonderful. Anyway, there's more for us to do at night. Somewhere around here. And of course, because this is a side quest episode, I have completely forgotten the order that I do things in, so I'm just going to assume that I'm about to... no, I know what I'm going to do. There's a side quest that has actually been open for quite a while, but I haven't done it because I forgot that you actually got gratitude crystals out of it. I thought you just got a monetary reward. But if you head out at night, as usual, and head to the other side of town, there is a place where you can get a very, very easy 5 gratitude crystals. Just nosy around. Walk around, keep going. I still have a bit of a vendetta against Keese after that whole cursed Keese incident. And every other incident I've had with Keese. Anyway, this house over here... I was a little unsure it was this house, but yes, it is this house. This house over here has... a very, very dirty floor. And dirty everything, really. Basically, she needs someone to clean. And we have a reverse vacuum cleaner. And I thought you just got money out of this? Nope, you actually get gratitude crystals. Now, I'm a little concerned that this is kind of a pool boy kind of situation. Especially with how she, like, acts towards Link. But it's probably best not to think about it too deeply. Anyway, I usually like to make 2 rounds around the room here. You do 1 round just dealing with the floor, and making sure that you get every last bit. And then, on the second round, you'll want to actually get the furniture, because there's plenty of dust and cobwebs on those as well. And is it a little tedious? A little bit, yeah. There's nothing difficult about this, other than, I guess, having a keen eye. And, I mean, if you haven't properly cleaned everything, then you won't end the side quest. You'll be like, oh, I guess I didn't properly clean everything. I will do another round on everything, and you'll probably get it. And, yes, I'm breaking everything. She didn't say that I needed to maintain everything else. She just wanted it clean, okay? I'm getting rid of clutter. Anyway, this is kind of why I don't vacuum my own house anymore. I don't know how she got cobwebs on the windows like that. I'm not sure I want that kind of payment, lady. And And there you go, 5 gratitude crystals as usual. See, we're getting up there. We're getting more and more. Bam, a whole 20 rupees. I could get this much just by ramming my head into trees all across town. And yeah, I think that means it's a repeatable side quest, but there's no reason to repeat it. And also, if you find Pippet on patrol at night, this is his mother, if you find him, he will complain about how irresponsible his mother is with their money, giving it to things that don't really matter, rather than helping them to survive. So how's that for your conscience? Anyway, now that we have over 50 gratitude crystals, we can head over to Batro, and he will give us another wonderful prize. It is a little weird to visit him midway through the video, but he doesn't have a reward for 60 gratitude crystals, which we will have by the end of this, so I just did it now. Still not opening that chest. Don't need it. And there we go, the giant wallet. Now we can carry 5,000 rupees. What would we ever need 5,000 rupees for? Nothing, actually. There's nothing in the game that costs that much. Alrighty, now that it's daytime, we can commence the more involved side quests of the episode. The last few were pretty minor, pretty small, at least what we did this episode, but what we're doing now is a mini-game and a side quest that involves a mini-game, and both of them are rather hefty. This one, less hefty because of how much you need to do, but more hefty because how long it'll take you. Yep, this is an arrow shooting mini-game, and probably one of the hardest mini-games in the game, but unlike, say, the Fun Fun Island one or the Stupid Heart one, this one is straight up down to skill, not so much luck. And it's difficult. It took quite a while for me to get it. I guess I'll explain the scoring mechanism as we go, but yeah, you do have to pay money, but you are very likely to make back that money and more in the process of trying to beat the game. But basically, Fledge here, once you have taken care of the Stamina Potion side quest, will toss pumpkins and you'll have to shoot them with arrows. The first one that you shoot will be worth 10 points, and then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50 in a row, and then it'll just add 50 from there. And keep in mind that the scoring is based on how many on the arrows consecutively, so if you shoot an arrow just by accident and it doesn't hit anything, even if you hit all the pumpkins, your combo will be broken. Anyway, it's supposed to be an exercise in leading, knowing where the pumpkin is going to go, and having good reaction time, but you can cheese it like this. It's still a little tricky to get the timing because he will throw at different rates, especially once you reach 400 points. He'll speed up and slow down and kind of change his angle a little bit. But overall, yeah, I would say that I was doing this cheesy way just to show off that it can be cheesed, but I honestly don't know if I had the skill to do it the legit way. Anyway, if you get somewhere around 200 rupees, or 200 points, you'll get 50 rupees. Beyond that, you'll get a rare treasure, and then at 600 rupees, you will get a heart piece. And 600 is pretty tricky to get to. You gotta be good. You can see, even with cheesing that earlier section, I only narrowly managed to do it. Probably because I suck. That's entirely possible, but my point stands. It's a difficult minigame, purely down to skill, though, and I have to appreciate that. Also, you might have noticed my hand was shaking a lot. I had been doing that minigame for something like 40 minutes. And it was just like, my hand shaking, my hand shaking, my hand shaking. Yeah. No reason to try again unless you want a bunch of 50 rupees. But there are better ways to get that, so let's just move along and head on to the big side quest of the episode. That was just a little taste, little teaser. And this is definitely a good side quest to do, even if you're not going for 100% completion, because it will allow you to get a discount at Beedle's shop, at least temporarily. Because this is a side quest starring our wonderful friend Beedle. And as you know, things get very expensive at Beedle's shop, so you'll want to get that discount if possible. Like say that heart piece cost 1,600 rupees. How would you like to cut that price in half? I mean, I could afford it, but I don't feel like it. Anyway, at a certain point, Beedle will look sad and depressed, but can't talk about it while he's working out, so let's just sleep on his bed. I think I mentioned in an earlier episode, I visited Beedle's Island during the day, and I was like, I wonder how you do this various stuff. Well, and yes, indeed, we are now on Beedle's Island rather than Skyloft. This is the only way to get to Beedle's Island and manage access to most of the prizes on it. Because there is a gratitude crystal, and there is a goddess chest, and there is Beedle himself, of course. Now, Beedle has changed a small bit from his normal persona up on the shop, and whether it's the night time or the island or simply not being at work, he is a much calmer fellow right now. Beedle's quite a nice man. You don't really think that when he's ripping you off and charging you way too many rupees, but he really is quite a nice man. Of course, we wouldn't be here if Beedle didn't have some sort of issue taking up his conscience. He is missing his pet, his horned colossus Beedle, and we will need to find it if we want gratitude crystals. And of course, if you've been paying attention in this episode, you most likely have an idea of where to get this horned colossus Beedle, but of course, I will not spoil it for those who have not figured it out. Anyway, as I said, there was a gratitude crystal here on the island that can only be accessed at night, because it is one of those stray crystals. It's way up here, and I don't really understand why it's up here. I can't imagine anything or any action that would create gratitude crystals on top of a propeller on top of a house. I'm confused. Anyway, now we can go back to daytime, and if you figured out the place where you can get the Horned Colossus Beedle, congratulations! You've been paying attention in this episode, but if you haven't, well, you got, 10 seconds to figure it out? But anyway, go back to daytime, exit the shop, and head over to... That's right, the Bug Heaven. Here we are again. I told you you'd see this minigame. Yes, sir. Stritch has found the Horned Colossus Beedle. And we're gonna need to figure out a way to get it back from him. But remember that he's a bully, so maybe easier said than done. Pity approach here. I love this. This bully is just a bug enthusiast and basically a nerd. It's kind of like a stamp collection, except with insects. Anyway, in order to win back the Horned Colossus Beedle, we need to successfully complete his advanced course in under 3 minutes. And essentially, it comes down to, memorize everything. Now, he does charge you less for this. Normally you would charge 20 rupees for the advanced course, I think. But here only 10. But anyway, in this advanced course, he will give you a set of 10 bugs, sometimes with repeats, that you will need to catch within the time period. Now, I think there are only, like, certain set combinations that he'll choose for this side quest. Because I was practicing it a little bit, and I got this combination before. So I think it's generally at least pretty similar, and sometimes with repeats. Now, one thing to note, I think this is again the cheats that I'm using for your viewing pleasure. But those check marks would normally there would be check marks on the bugs as we caught them. But for some reason they only appear when I throw myself off the edge. I don't think that's how it's meant to be done. Anyway, there are bees over there, be careful. If you come even close, they will attack you. It's a great way to collect a lot of bees if you want them, though. Anyway, there's this one guy stuck in the vases. It's dumb. Anyway, yeah, like I said many times before, it comes down to memorization, remembering where things are. And generally, do it a couple times, you'll become familiar enough with it that it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, this was like, I don't know, my 4th time ever doing this bug challenge. And I actually managed to complete it relatively quickly. I had plenty of time to spare. Anyway, I didn't know what I still had left to catch, and because of the glitch or whatever it was, check marks weren't appearing, so launched myself off the edge, and all I gotta do is get one of those guys. And those guys like to hop around in the grass here. So, just run around, and there's one. Yeah, the bugs will respawn. That's nice. But anyway, even with my novice skills, managed to get it in under 2 minutes, when 3 minutes was the limit. So, nice enough. Oh my god, I love you. I think I'm one of those mutants that enjoys upon the worse it is. So, yeah, I actually kind of like this guy. Anyway, now that we have the Horned Colossus Beedle, let's head back to Beedle. And here we are back on the island. And of course, very little to do at this point. All we have to do is go over to Beedle and talk to him, and the side quest will really resolve itself. Ah, that's the Beedle I've been looking for. I have missed that sound effect. Very nice sound effect. Joyful. Very good. And here is our reward. In addition to the gratitude crystals, of course, we will receive 50% discount on any item in Beedle's shop. And given how high his prices are, that can be rather advantageous. It's only one item, unfortunately. He's not that nice. But that means it's a good idea to save this discount for a more expensive item, most notably that heart piece that I've been eyeing. Anyway, all we gotta do to redeem that discount is sleep until morning and then buy the thing. Really convenient. Don't have to run around anywhere. Just wake up and there it is. Things are brought to you. And no, I don't want that metal. It's bug metal. Fuck bugs. Sorry, I used a naughty word. Anyway, normally priced at 1,600 rupees, we can have it for half price. Very nice. And that takes care of side questing for now. So, I will see you guys next time for the beginning of the song search.